Welcome, everyone, to the SOS channel, where we focus on bringing awareness to important environmental issues that directly impact our lives. Today, we have an incredibly vital topic that affects us all: the silent guardians. The role of trees in our survival and what happens if they disappear. In this episode, we'll delve into the fascinating world of trees, their essential functions in maintaining life on Earth, and what might happen if they were to vanish. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of why trees are indispensable to our existence, and why we need to protect them. The importance of trees in the environment. We often walk by trees every day, unaware of the incredible services they provide to our planet. They are not just a beautiful part of nature. Trees are the unsung heroes that regulate the very air we breathe and maintain the delicate balance of our ecosystem. Oxygen production. One of the most well-known contributions of trees is their ability to produce oxygen. Through photosynthesis, trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen, which is essential for life on Earth. In fact, a single tree can produce enough oxygen for several people to breathe daily. Imagine how many people live on this planet. Forests are crucial for maintaining the levels of oxygen we need. But what would happen if trees disappeared? Without trees, the oxygen production that is integral to sustaining human life would dwindle. Although plants and algae in the oceans also produce oxygen, they cannot compensate for the massive loss of trees. This means the amount of breathable air on Earth would decrease significantly, potentially leading to oxygen shortages. Air quality and climate-controlled trees act as natural air filters. They absorb pollutants like sulfur dioxide, ammonia, and nitrogen oxides, which are harmful to human health. Their leaves trap dust, pollen, and smoke, acting as air purifiers. Furthermore, trees cool the environment around them through the process of transpiration, where moisture is released into the air. This cooling effect not only helps in maintaining a balanced climate but also reduces the urban heat island effect, which occurs in cities where temperatures are higher than in surrounding rural areas. If trees were to disappear, pollution levels would rise dramatically. Without trees filtering the air, cities and rural areas alike would face worsened air quality, leading to higher rates of respiratory illnesses and an overall degradation of health. Moreover, with no trees to cool the air, the global temperature would rise, exacerbating climate change and its harmful effects. Biodiversity and ecosystem stability. Trees are the backbone of most ecosystems. They provide shelter and food for countless species of animals, insects, birds, and microorganisms. Forests are home to more than 80% of terrestrial species of animals, plants, and insects. The diversity of life that depends on trees is staggering. If trees were to vanish, entire ecosystems would collapse. Species that depend on trees for food, shelter, and survival would face extinction. The food chains and webs that rely on forests for their stability would be severely disrupted, leading to cascading effects on biodiversity. Without trees, we risk the extinction of species that play key roles in pollination, pest control, and soil health. The global impact of deforestation. Deforestation, the large-scale removal of trees, has become one of the biggest environmental issues of the modern age. As more forests are cleared for agriculture, urbanization, and industrial use, the global tree population decreases. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, around 10 million hectares of forest are lost each year. This deforestation is contributing significantly to the loss of biodiversity and increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. As deforestation continues, we are witnessing the alarming consequences of tree loss. Rising carbon emissions, escalating global temperatures, and unpredictable weather patterns are all a result of the ongoing destruction of forests. Deforestation also leads to soil erosion, desertification, and the loss of fertile land for agriculture, putting food security at risk. What happens if trees disappear? Now, let's take a step back and think about the scenario where trees have disappeared entirely. What would the world look like if all the trees were gone? The climate crisis escalates without trees. The Earth's atmosphere would be drastically different. The temperature would rise due to the lack of trees that help regulate the climate. Forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide. Without this natural buffer, more carbon would remain in the atmosphere, contributing to the greenhouse effect and accelerating climate change. We would see more extreme weather events like floods, heatwaves, and droughts. Entire ecosystems would be destabilized, leading to significant loss of life. Oxygen shortage. As mentioned earlier, trees are essential for producing oxygen. If trees were wiped out, the natural oxygen cycle would be interrupted, leading to a shortage of breathable air. Human health would deteriorate, and many people would struggle to breathe in the polluted atmosphere. While the oceans and smaller plants could provide some oxygen, it wouldn't be enough to sustain the world's population. It would be a catastrophe for human life and all other oxygen-dependent creatures. Food shortages and economic impact. Many crops rely on trees for pollination, and the loss of trees would disrupt this process. With fewer pollinators, crop yields would decline, leading to food shortages around the globe. Additionally, industries dependent on timber, such as construction and paper manufacturing, would collapse. The economy would take a massive hit as natural resources become scarce. How can we protect our trees? The good news is that it's not too late to make a difference. While the situation is dire, we can take action to protect the remaining trees and forests. 1. Reforestation and afforestation. Planting trees to restore forests and creating new forests where they don't exist is one of the most effective ways to fight deforestation. 2. Sustainable forestry practices. Encouraging responsible logging practices and making sure forests are managed sustainably can help preserve trees for future generations. 3. Supporting tree conservation efforts. Many organizations around the world are working to protect endangered trees and ecosystems. Supporting these initiatives can have a significant impact. 4. Reducing carbon footprints. Every individual can help reduce their carbon footprint by using fewer resources, reducing waste, and supporting green energy initiatives. Subscribe for more updates. As we come to the end of this episode, I want to remind you of the critical importance of trees in our survival. If we want to continue living on this planet, we must protect our environment and the trees that make life possible. If you found this video informative and eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe to the SOS channel for more environmental updates and tips on how we can all make a difference. Together, we can save our planet and ensure a healthier, more sustainable future for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself and the earth.